Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our collective salutations to the Almighty, respected elders, devotees from across the world, staff and students, good morning and welcome to the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival. The Shona proverb of Zimbabwe beautifully declares, the togetherness of people is a nation's wealth. This timeless wisdom proclaims to us that true prosperity is not measured in gold or land, but in the unity, compassion, and solidarity shared among its people. Today, we honor the vibrant culture of Zimbabwe. With strong family bonds, respect for elders, and a spirit of resilience, Zimbabwe truly stands tall as a nation of beauty, culture, and inspiration for the world. Beyond its breathtaking landscapes, Zimbabwe shines through its soulful music, dance, and wisdom passed from one generation to the next. A nation whose spirit of Hunhu, living for and through one another, shows us that when people stand together, like the great bobak tree, their roots can hold the whole world as one world, one family. As part of the Universal Wisdom for a United World lecture series, we have two speakers addressing us this morning. The first speaker is Mr. Pandit Vigi Ramrup, affectionately known as Baba Vijay, a revered spiritual leader and humanitarian from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Born in St. Mary's, Muruga, Pandit Ramrup hails from a lineage of devotion and service. His great-grandfather, Pandit Mahadev Kosen, who arrived in Trinidad as a laborer from Punjab, established the Sri Bandi Hanuman Mandir, a temple that has upheld an unbroken tradition of daily Homa, Havan and Puja for past 150 years. Today, Pandit Vigi continues this legacy as the spiritual head of the Mandir. From his early age, he has embraced the path of discipline and spirituality, beginning Kundalini Yoga at the age of 10 and teaching it worldwide by the age of 16. Touching seekers as far as Australia and Turkey. Over the years, he has traveled extensively across the United States, Europe, the Caribbean, Sri Lanka, and India, presiding over various conferences and uplifting communities. He has been facilitating blood donation drives, feeding animals, and supporting deprived children and inspiring the youth towards higher values. His ashram remains a beacon of faith and service, welcoming leaders, devotees, and seekers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to invite Mr. Pandit Vigi Ramrup on the stage. Mr. Pandit Vigi Ramrup, please.
Ganapati Baba ki Jai. Sons and daughters of the Rishis, let us gather here today. Ganapati Baba, Dhyan Karo. Om Shuklam Bharatlam Devam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasamna Varnam Dhyayat Sarva Vigno Prashantaye. Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba, in one of his discourses, he said, there is an island country in the Caribbean that is the jewel in his eyes. He said that country is Trinidad and Tobago. Devotees, I pay my prostration, adoration, and salutation to Sri Madhusudan Sai. Om Agyanatimiradasya Jnanajana Shakshalakyam Chachuram Miritam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Name Om Akanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpardarshitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Name. Before I begin any discourse, I always pay prostration to the Panchlokpal Devta, Durga Mata. Om Shailaputriyam Brahmacharniyam Chandra Ghantam Kushmanam Skandamatam Katyayani Matam Kalaratri Mata Mahagauri Mata Om Siddhidatri Mata Om Dum Durgaye Namaha Surya Devta. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat Idam Gayatri Namama Om Surya Devaya Namaha. Vishnu Bhagavan, Om He Ram Purushottamam Narhari Narayan Keshwar Govind Garunija Guninire Damodara Madhavam. Today, Shiva Day. My family deity, Shankar Bhagwan, let us think of Om Namah Shivaya. Om Somanataya Namo Mallikarjuna Mahakala Omkarishwaram Vejanatam Bhima Shankaram Rameshwaram Nagesham Vishvesham Trayambaka Om Kiranatam Gushwaneshaya Namaha Om Kasi Vishwanataya Namo Nilakantalingaya Namo Om Chandrasekharaya Namo Amarnatalingaya Namaha Om Ima Gange Yamune Saraswati Chatum Dushtana Gum Sachata Purushnaya Zeknayana Piknayana Rudra Devatastaya Rajiki Yeshuma Yashu Shomaya Om Tridalam Trigunakaram Trinitram Triyayudam Trijanma Papa Samharanam Belvapatram Samarpayami Gandam Samarpayami Deepamarti Samarpayami Vibhuti Parikalpayami Atmalingam bhajale, Paramatmalingam bhajale, Nagalingam Navamanilingam, Navikamalahu Bhavalingam, Ishwaralingam bhajale, Paramatmalingam bhajale, Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Nama Parvate Pataye Har Har Mahadev. My message today is on moksha, liberation, salvation, final emancipation. It's all one word. Every day we wake up in the morning, we perform our daily tasks, years goes by, then one day we get tired of it and we ask ourselves, what is our purpose in this world? Our great saints and sages teaches us, our scriptures, that our purpose in this world is to attain moksha, salvation, liberation. That is our purpose in this world, devotees. We must make that Bhagavan our ultimate goal in life. If you are Muslim, you make Allah your goal in life. If you are Christian, you make Jesus your goal in life. If you Hindu, you make Ram your goal in life, or Krishna, or Hanuman, or what have you. These goals in life, to be a doctor, a lawyer, pundit, teacher, is good goal. But these goals are temporary. So when we make goal, our Bhagavan, our ultimate goal in life, that is the greatest happiness. Everything we do in this life, devotees, is for happiness. We get a job, we get married, we go to school, we have children, but this happiness is temporary. The only happiness that will be forever is salvation, and that is the greatest, ultimate happiness. There is no happiness greater than that. This happiness today, we will be happy for a period of time, and then we will be sad. We get something, we'll be happy, and we'll be sad. But salvation is happiness forever. If I'm praying to Hanuman Baba, I see all the Allah, Jesus, and all the different form of God in Hanuman Baba. But I don't pray to Hanuman Baba and condemn Krishna, or condemn Jesus, or condemn Allah. I see all inside of him. And so too, as a Christian, inside of Jesus, we see all the forms of God. I pray as a Muslim, in Allah, I see all the forms of God. I don't criticize the others. So whether I call him Jesus, or Shiva, or Allah, that don't make him more powerful than the others. God is almighty all the time in whatsoever name you call him. That is the Bhagavan we worship. Daksh Prajapati invited all the devatas in his yagna, Brahma and Vishnu, but he didn't invite Shiva. He was angry with Shiva. So in that case, he did not see all in one. He favored some and he criticized some. So because of this karma, Daksh Prajapati had a goat head in the form of a goat. That was the karma. So devotees, there is three qualities that we need to attain salvation. First, I asked Chiran, who is the greatest person in this world? Some will say the king, the queen, Mahatma Gandhi. But who is the greatest person in this world? The greatest person in this world is the one who has love for all of humanity and who is humble. That is the greatest person in this world. If you have love and humility, you are considered in the sight of Bhagavan, in the sight of all human beings, as the greatest person in this world. The one who have love and humility for all of human being, mankind. We need to attain this salvation, we need to do seva. In this word seva, all greatness reside. Whatsoever profession we do in, of course it's for money and for payment. Whether it's doctor, whatsoever it is, whether it's teacher, businessman, we will get paid for our work that we do. But the work that we do, sometimes we have to perform selfless service or seva and accept blessing as our dachina. We must accept blessing as our payment. There is nothing greater than this seva. Devotees, as we gather here today, Bhagavan Baba says, Jin seva bina sukha shanti nahi. If we do not do seva, we will not have peace. We will not have happiness. We must do seva to humanity. In our country where we reside, Trinidad and Tobago, Hanuman Baba is one of our main family deity. He's our God. He's part of our family. In our country, there is an 85 feet Hanuman Baba Murti. Hanuman Baba, devotees, is the very embodiment of seva. Durga Mata have 9 avatar. Lakshmi Mata have 8 avatar. Vishnu Bhagavan have 10 avatar. Hanuman Baba have 9 avatar. Most people know Hanuman Baba only in the Ramayana. But Hanuman Baba was there from creation. He is the Brahman. In one form, he has 21 hands. Other form, he has 5 heads, 10 hands, 2 feet. And these are the 9 forms of Hanuman, the very embodiment of seva. The 9 avatars are Prasanna Anjanaya Swami Karya Siddhi Hanuman Bioramam. Veera Anjanaya Ye Namaha. Drim Sati Bhujanjanaya Ye Namaha. Panchamukhi Anjanaya Ye Namaha. Ashtadasha Bhujanjanaya Swami. The 6th avatar, he was married to Suvarchala, Surya daughter. Suvarchala Anjanaya Swami. Dvatrimshat Bhujanjanaya Swami. Vanara Anjanaya Swami. Om Namo Hanumate Namaha. Din achhi aayegi. By worshipping Hanuman Baba, the days to come in our life will be good days, beautiful, loving, wonderful days. The best days are yet to come. Tata Satgun, we will be blessed with sattvic qualities. Sumangal, great punya will come to us. Kirti Vijay, everything we do in life, we will meet victory by praying to that form of Hanuman Baba, the very embodiment of seva. Yaha vibhuti ki prapit hogi. Whosoever with a clean mind, word, and action meditate upon your name daily, his or her sickness, sufferings will disappear with Sri Hanumanji. Pavanaputa Hanuman ki jai. My great-grandfather came from Punjab to Trinidad and Tobago in the indental labor ship days under the colonial. He came from Punjab 103 days over the ocean on the ship in the year 1875. Long before, since 1845, many ships came. When he came, he settled in Trinidad. So he was born into a Pandit family in Punjab. His father was a priest, a Hindu priest. And he grew up a little sick. So a Sikh family that worshiped Guru Nanak, they took him and they grew him up. And they teach him the Guru Granth Sahib. And they still allow him to do his puja and worship and honor Guru Nanak. So he had his turban. We have pictures of him, but we don't have the time to show it on the screen. He have his beard. He have his kara and all that, but still he's a Pandit. And he would have chant Guru Granth Sahib. So my father, Pandit Ramdalip Gosain, or Ramrup Gosain, or Koi Baba as they know him, he is alive today, as they told you in the biography. He is 99 years of age, my father, because of Hanuman Baba. If he lives, he will be 100 years next year. So he grew up under his grandfather, who came from India, and he taught him well. My great-grandfather loved culture, and the Catholic priest in our village, back then, my father said, was his closest friend. So the Pandit now was invited by the Catholic priest to his church very often to give a little discourse, because they love each other. And Pandit Mahadev Gosain will now invite the Catholic priest to come into the ashram, the Hanuman ashram, and to give a little sermons and read from the Bible. So when he died, my great-grandfather, he was buried in the Catholic cemetery, even though he was a Pandit. And next to him, the Catholic priest was buried next to him, because that was his friend when he died. So he had a strong bond with the African community, with the Hindu community, and with everyone. That was my great-grandfather. In our mandir that he have established over 150 years, in our ashram, we have puja every day. We do prasadam every day. We do seva every day. We have, at times, we have donation of blood, donors. This mandir is present, outgoing with devotion non-stop in this ashram. Self-praise is no praise. If I praise myself, I praise. If someone praises themselves, it's no praise. But I'm not praising myself. I just given you the history. Devotees. Devotees, my mother is there, Mataji. My sons are there. They are all in this life. They are Pandits. Saishwar Gopal is my son. And Pandit Prem is my other son. And my daughter is also a Pandita. She is Niranjani. We have no distinction. All is one. All have fair opportunity. This time we are living in, for this 2 weeks period, is dedicated to our ancestors. It's called Pitru Paksh. During this holy time of Pitru Paksh, devotees, we remember our ancestors. It is because of our ancestors that we are here today. They have made the way for us to be here. I would like to offer this mantras to Bhagwan Krishna in blessing of all the Pitras. Om Narinadano Devasya Shankachakra Akshaya Pundari Kaksham Pitri Moksha Pratobhava. Om Maryama Mahapitra Bhagwan. Om Dev Pitri. Om Gram Pitri. Om Guru Pitri. Om Rishi Pitri. Om Sarva Parivar Kul Pitri. Om Sarva Pitri. Om Sarvato Bhadra Pitri. Om Yam Devtam Yam Dud Devtam Chipta Gupta Devtam Stan Pitri. Om Antariksham Pitri. Om Akash Pitri. Om Mahata Pinda Mahata Mahipinda Pramata Mahipinda Ved Pramata Mahipinda Om Pita Pinda Pita Mahapinda Prapita Mahapinda Ved Prapita Mahapinda Bhyo Namaha Narayanaaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Who is this Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba? Sathya Sai Baba, my three sisters are Sai devotees since the 80s. Only recently I realized one of my sisters came at this ashram and she stayed 2 weeks. I didn't know. Okay. I wrapped up by saying this beautiful poem. Love is God, and God is love. Whole life is an experiment with truth and love. Sacrifice for others is the expression of love. Giving and forgiving are the nature of love. Joy and peace are the fruits of love. Love is the source of creation and preservation. And everything eventually returns to love. That is God. See God in everyone and in everything. Universal peace. Universal peace, world unity. Our goal is to bring this to humanity. Give and forgive is our watchword. Our aim is peace, our goal is God. God is the source from which we all have come. All have to realize this Om Brahma. Let us build human heart in love. Let us selflessly give and serve. Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Ki Jai. I thank you, Sri Satguru Madhusudan Sai, for giving me this privilege of being here today to address you all. If I made any mistake in my speech or you did not understand, I ask Bhagavan Baba to do the rest. Sathya Sai Baba Ki, Satguru Maharaj Ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma Ki, Om Namah Parvate Pataye, Hara Hara Mahadev.
We express our deep gratitude to Mr. Pandit Viki Ramroop for sharing his deep wisdom and inspiring words with us this morning. We now invite Professor Srikantamurthy, Vice Chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, to extend our token of gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Pandit Viki Ramroop. It is our privilege to welcome our second speaker, Ms. Selvia Sanyanga, an inspiring leader, author, and changemaker from Zimbabwe. She is the visionary founder of Need Foundation and Ingia Ushibi, an organization that has touched countless lives through initiatives in education, health, and hospitality. As the author of the book, Keeping Hope and Faith Alive, Ms. Sanyanga has become a voice of resilience and courage, reminding us that even in the face of challenges, hope and faith can transform lives. Her life's work is dedicated to empowering women, breaking barriers, and building communities rooted in dignity and equality. Through her unique multi-faith-based approach, she champions the spirit of a united humanity, where diversity becomes a strength and service becomes the path to peace. On this special occasion, we are honored to welcome a leader who continues to inspire through action, compassion, and a vision for a better tomorrow. Ms. Sathya Sai Grama, please.
I give glory and honor to Almighty God, who makes all things possible. I offer my deep respect to this sacred space and greet you all with love. Sairam. Respected elders and guests. It is with such honor to stand before you in this auditorium during the One World, One Family Cultural Festival. I bring you warm greetings from Zimbabwe, the land of great rivers, majestic wildlife, and resilient people. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Sadhguru for the opportunity to stand before you. I am in awe of the wonderful work that he has done together with the One World, One Family group. You are an inspiration, and it is an honor to partake of your grace. My connection to India is deeply personal and forever sacred. My husband and Edi and I journeyed to this country in 2013 when our eldest daughter Natasha had bone marrow failure, and again in 2018 when our son Nathan came to India to seek treatment. Both of our children needed life-saving bone marrow transplants, and their brother Raymond was the donor to both. We arrived here not in despair, but holding firmly to hope and faith, believing that God would make a way. And what we found was not just doctors and hospitals. We found a family and a community of kindness, compassion, and hospitality that walked beside us. And I'm sure that my brothers and sisters from Zimbabwe who are with us today can attest to this. You opened your arms to us. You shared your hearts with us. And you reminded us that humanity shines brightest when it chooses love. By God's grace and the care we received here in India, our children's transplants were successful. Today, they're alive, they're healthy. A living testimony of what happens when people come together across borders, across faith, and across cultures with no barriers. The journey was not easy. Pain can shake us, but it can also shape us. And when surrendered to God, pain can become the seed of purpose. I'll say that again. Pain can become the seed of purpose. One of my sons has special needs. Because of the Fanconi anemia, he was born without thumbs, he doesn't have a right kidney, and at some point he had severe hearing loss and still had to endure bone marrow failure and a difficult bone marrow transplant. And in his honor, we established a preschool in Zimbabwe, because when he wanted to go to preschool, nobody would take him in because he looked different. And we decided to be the change that we wanted to see. And so we started this preschool. And this preschool is a beautiful place where children with special needs and those without learn, play, and grow together. We foster inclusive learning because we believe that no child is different from the other. We believe every child is created in the image of God, And when children grow up side by side, they learn that differences are not barriers, they are blessings. It doesn't matter where you come from, your race, your color, your creed, and your social standing. We are all but one. This is the power of community, the power of faith, and the power of choosing love over despair, especially when you're going through the difficult times. The Bible says in Romans 8, verse 28, and we know that God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. Even the hardest experiences can be transformed into something meaningful. And if we allow God's love to guide us, we'll be able to do amazing things. And Jesus said in Matthew 19, verse 14, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Jesus himself welcomed children. When we open our arms to every child, no matter their differences, we are living out his love. To the children gathered here, you are the future of the world. You are the proof that love can cross oceans and languages. Remember that no matter what challenges you face in life, you can rise above them and use them to help others. The world needs your kindness, your creativity, your courage. You can take your pain, your struggles, and even your disappointments, and let them become the fire that fuels your purpose. Each of you has a story to tell. Each of you has come from somewhere, and you're here today because you seek something greater and bigger than yourself, and know that it is possible only if you believe. I stand here today, not just as a mother who once sat in a hospital corridor, but as a woman filled with gratitude and hope. India gave me back my children. This community gave me strength, and for that, I forever carry you in my heart, and so does my family. Let us continue to build bridges of love, compassion, and purpose, because truly we are one world, one family. Sairam, thank you, and in our language, Tatenda Siyabonga.
We now extend our heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Sylvia Sanyanga for sharing her wisdom and enlightening all of us. We invite Professor K.P. Sailila, Trustee, Prashanti Balamandira Trust, to extend our token of gratitude and appreciation to Ms. Sylvia Sanyanga. We shall now have a short break and then reconvene for the Shiv Puja.
गजानना हे शुभानना गजानना हे शुभानना गजानना हे शुभानना गजानना हे शुभानना गौरी मनोहर प्रियनंदना पशुपति कनया गजानना पशुपति कनया गजानना परम निरंजन शुभानना शुभानना गजानना हे शुभानना गौरी मनोहर प्रियनंदना पशुपति कनया गजानना परम निरंजन शुभानना हे परम निरंजन शुभानना गजानना हे शुभानना हर हर शंकर साब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा हर हर शंकर साब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा तांडव प्रिय कर चंद्रकलाधर ईशा महेशा तांडव प्रिय कर चंद्रकला ओंकारा प्रिय साई रामा ओंकारा प्रिय साई रामा मुनि जन सेविता साई मुनि जन सेविता साई शांताकारा साई रामा शांताकारा साई रामा साक्षात्कारा साई रामा साक्षात्कारा साई भावराग प्रिय साई रामा भावराग प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा नाद स्वरूपा साई रामा नाद स्वरूपा साई रामा नाट्य कलापा साई रामा नाट्य कलापा साई रामा ओंकारा प्रिय साई रामा मुनि जन सेविता साई रामा शांताकारा साई रामा साक्षात्कारा साई भावराग प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा नाद स्वरूपा साई रामा साई रामा
शिव 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 शिवाय नमः 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 शिवाय नमः शिव 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 शिवाय नमः शिव 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 शिवाय नमः हर 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 हराय नमः हर 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 हराय नमः हर 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 हराय नमः हर 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 हराय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय
महादेवा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर महादेवा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर महेश्वरा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर महेश्वरा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर महादेवा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर मौलीश्वर शिव शम्भो शङ्कर मृत्युञ्जया शिव शम्भो शङ्कर महादेवा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर महेश्वरा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर महादेवा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर मौलीश्वर शिव शम्भो शङ्कर मदनान्तक शिव शम्भो शङ्कर मृत्युञ्जया शिव शम्भो शङ्कर मृत्युञ्जया शिव शम्भो शङ्कर
शिवशस्तस्य भाजयते हनः कुशलीरिव मातरः तस्मा अरङ्गमामवो यस्य क्षयाय जिन्वथा आपो जनयथा जनः ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यव उतोत इषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुत ते नमः यात इषः शिवतमा शिवं बभूव ते धनुः शिवा शरव्या यातवतया नो रुद्रमृडया या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवाशन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिजाकशीः यामिषं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्ष्यस्तवे शिवाङ्गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि गुंसीः पुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्छा वदामसि यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत् अध्यवोचदधिभक्ताः प्रथमो दैव्योऽभिषक् अहीगुश्च सर्वाञ्जम्भयन् सर्वाश्च यातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत बभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षश्रिताः सहस्रसो वैशागुं हेड ईमहे असौ यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उदैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उदैनं विश्वाभूतानि सदृष्टो मृडयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीढुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानो हन्तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्चधन्वनस्त्वमुभयोरात्नियोर्ज्याम् याश्च ते हस्त इषवः पराता भगवो वपा अवदत्यधनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षसते शुधे निशीर्य शल्यानां मुखा शिवो नः सुमना भवा विद्यन्धनः कपर्दिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम् उता अनेशन्नस्येषव आभुरस्य निषङ्गथिः या ते हेतिर्मीढष्टमहस्ते बभूवते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नातताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यान्तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथो य इषुधिस्तवारे अस्मन्निधेहितम् शम्भवे नमः। नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। नमो हिरण्यबाहवे सेनान्ये दिशाञ्च पतये नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यः पशूनां पतये नमो नमः। सस्पिञ्जराय त्विषीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बभ्रुषाय विव्याधिनेन्नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तताविने क्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः। सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृताय औषधीनां पतये नमो नम उच्चैर्घोषाय क्रन्दयते पत्तीनां पतये नमो नमः। कृत्स्नवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः। नमः सहमानाय निर्व्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः। ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे सेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्जते परिवञ्जते स्तायूनां पतये नमो नमो निचेरवे परिचरायारण्यानां पतये नमो नमः। श्रुकाविभ्यो जिजागुंसद्भ्यो मुष्णदां पतये नमो नमो सिमद्भ्यो नक्तञ्जरभ्यः प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नम उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नम इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यश्च वो नमो नम आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नम आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमोऽस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नम आसीनेभ्यः शयानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। स्वपद्भ्यो जाग्रद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तिष्ठद्भ्यो धावद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्योऽश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः। नम आव्याधिनीभ्यो विविध्यन्तीभ्यश्च वो नमो नम उगणाभ्यस्त्रुगुंहतीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो वृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथिभ्यो रथेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। शत्रुभ्यः सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तक्षद्भ्यो रथकारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। पुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। इषुकृद्भ्यो धन्वकृद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमो मृगयुभ्यः श्वनिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। श्वभ्यः श्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः। नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः शर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो नीलग्रीवाय च शितिकण्ठाय च नमः कपर्दिने च व्यप्तकेशाय च नमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय च सिपिविष्टाय च नमो मीढुष्टमाय चेषुमते च नमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयसे च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृध्वने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नमः आशुषे च जिराय च नमः शीघ्र्याय च शीभ्याय च नमः ऊर्म्याय च वस्वन्याय च नमः स्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च प्रगल्भाय च नमो जघन्याय च बुद्धियाय च नमः सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नम उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय च वसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नम आशुषेणाय चाशुरथाय च नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिने च वरोधिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रमृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च धिमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णेषवे च युधिने च नमः स्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूद्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नम ईध्र्याय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्मियाय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च हरों हर 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 नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमस्ताम्राय च गुणाय च नमः शङ्गाय च पशुपतये च नम उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च नीयते च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयो भवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमस्तीर्थ्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आतार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः शष्प्याय च फेन्याय च नमः सिकत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नम इरिण्याय च प्रपथ्याय च नमः किगुंशिलाय च क्षयनाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो य च गृह्याय च नमस्तल्प्याय च गेह्याय च नमः काट्याय च गह्वरेष्ठाय च नमो हृदयाय च निवेश्याय च नमः पागुंसव्याय च रजस्याय च नमः शुष्क्याय च हरित्याय च नमो लोप्याय चोलप्याय च नम ऊर्व्याय च सूर्म्याय च नमः पर्ण्याय च पर्णशद्याय च नमोपगुरमाणाय च भिघ्नते च नम आक्षिदते च प्रक्षिदते च नमो वह्किरिकेभ्यो हृदयेभ्यो नमो विक्षीणकेभ्यो नमो विचिन्वत्केभ्यो नम आनिर्हतेभ्यो नम आमीवत्केभ्यः द्रापे अन्धसस्पते दरिद्रन्नीललोहिता येषां पुरुषाणामेषां पशूनां मा भेर्मा रोमो येषां किञ्चनाममत् या ते रुद्रशिवा तनोः शिवा विश्वाह भेषजी शिवा रुद्रस्य भेषजी तया नो मृडजीवसे इमागुं रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्वीराय प्रभरामहे मतिम् यथा नश्यमसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरम् मृडानो रुद्रोतनो मयस्कृधि क्षयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्छञ्चयोश्च मनुराय ये पिता तदस्यामतव रुद्रप्रणीतौ मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मान उक्षन्तमुतमान उक्षितम् मानो वधीः पितरं मोदमातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीरिषः मानस्तोकेतनये मान आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रीरिषः वीरान्मानो रुद्रभामितो वधीर्हविष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आरात्ते गोघ्न उत पूरुषघ्ने क्षयद्वीराय सुम्नमस्मेते अस्तु रक्षा च नो अधि च देव ब्रूह्यथा च नः शर्म यच्छद्विपरः स्तुहि श्रुतं गर्तसदं मृगन्न भीममुपहत्नुमुग्रम् मृडाजरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मन्निवपन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायोः अवस्थिरामघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वमीध्वस्तोकायतनयाय मृडया मीढुष्टमशिवतमशिवो नः सुमना भव परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्निधाय कृत्तिं वसान आचर पिनाकं बिभ्रदागहि विकिरितविलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगवः यास्ते सहस्रगुं हेतयोऽन्यमस्मन्निवपन्तु ताः सहस्राणि सहस्रथा बाहुवोस्तव हेतयः तासामीशानो भगवः पराचीनामुखाकृधि सहस्राणि सहस्रशो ये रुद्रा अधिभूम्याम् तेषागुं सहस्रयोजने वधन्वानि तन्मसि अस्मिन्महत्यर्णवेऽन्तरिक्षे भवा अधि नीलग्रीवा शितिकण्ठाः शर्वा अधः क्षमाचराः नीलग्रीवा शितिकण्ठादिवगुं रुद्रा उपश्रिताः ये वृक्षेषु सस्पिञ्जरा नीलग्रीवा विलोहिताः ये भूतानामधिपतयो विशिखासः कपर्दिनः ये अन्येषु विविध्यन्ति पात्रेषु पिबतो जनान् ये पथां पथिरक्षय ऐलवृधाय व्युधः ये तीर्थानि प्रचरन्ति सृकावन्तो निषङ्गिणः य एतावन्तश्च भूयागुंसश्च दिशो रुद्रावितस्थिरे तेषागुं सहस्रयोजने वधन्वानि तन्मसि नमो रुद्रेभ्यो ये पृथिव्यां येऽन्तरिक्षे ये दिवि येषामन्नं वातो वरुषमिषवस्तेभ्यो दश प्राचीर्दश दक्षिणा दश प्रतीचीर्दशोदीचीर्दशोर्ध्वास्तेभ्यो नमस्ते नो मृडयन्तु ते यं विष्णो यश्च नोर्द्वेष्टितं भोजम्भे दधामि त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् यो रुद्रो अग्नौ यो अप्सु य ओषधीषु यो रुद्रो विश्वा भुवना विवेश तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु तमुष्टु हि यस्त्विषुः सुधन्वायो विश्वस्य क्षयति भेषजस्य यक्ष्वामहे सौमनसाय रुद्रन्नमो भिर्देवमसुरन्दुवस्य अयं मे हस्तो भगवान् अयं मे भगवत्तरः अयं मे विश्वभेषजोऽयं शिवाभिमर्शनः एते सहस्रमयुतं पाशामृत्यो मर्त्याय हन्तवे तान् यज्ञस्य मायया सर्वानवयजामहे मृत्यवे स्वाहा मृत्यवे स्वाहा प्राणानां ग्रन्थिरसि रुद्रो मा विशान्तकः तेनान्नेनाप्यायस्व नमो रुद्राय विष्णवे मृत्युर्मे पाहि सदाशिवो शञ्च मे मयश्च मे प्रियञ्च मे नु कामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रञ्च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणञ्च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वञ्च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रञ्च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे क्षीरञ्च मे लयश्च मरुतञ्च मे मृतञ्च मे यक्ष्मञ्च मे नामयच्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वञ्च मे नमित्रञ्च मे भयञ्च मे सुगञ्च मे शयनञ्च मे सूषा च मे सुदिनञ्च मे ॐ शान्तिः 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 श्रीहिरण्यगर्भलिङ्गस्वामिने नमः अमृताभिषेको अस्तु हिरण्याभिषेको अस्तु सुवर्णाभिषेको अस्तु साम्राज्यपट्टाभिषेको अस्तु ॐ अघोरेभ्यो दघोरेभ्यो घोरघोरतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वशर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्ररूपेभ्यः सम्राजञ्च विराजञ्चाभिश्रीर्या च नो गृहे लक्ष्मीराष्ट्रस्य या मुखे दयामास गुंसृजामसि हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव हर
करता करता सकल जगत को तुम ही उद्धारण करता करता सकल जगत को तुम ही उद्धारण तुम ही उद्धारण तुम ही सकल जगत को तुम ही उद्धारण सकल जगत को तुम ही उद्धारण तेरो ध्यान परम पद पावन हे करता अगम करता सकल जगत को तुम ही उद्धारण तेरो ध्यान परम पद पावन हे करता अगम पार हे आ हे करतार करतार अगमा पार हे करतार हे करतार हे करतार हर 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 शिव शंकर 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 हर हर शिव शंकर हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 शिव शंकर नीलकंठ गंगाधर नीलकंठ गंगाधर आये शरण तिहारी आये शरण तिहारी हर 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 शिव शंकर 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 हर शिव शिव शंकर हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 शिव शंकर नीलकंठ गंगाधर नीलकंठ गंगाधर आये शरण तिहारी आये शरण तिहारी हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 ध्यान ऐसो विशाल 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 बैठे हो मृगन छाल बैठे हो मृगन छाल माथे चंद्र विराजे माथे चंद्र विराजे हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 शिव ध्यान ऐसो विशाल ध्यान ऐसो विशाल ध्यान ध्यान ऐसो विशाल ध्यान ऐसो विशाल ध्यान ऐसो विशाल बैठे हो मृगन छाल माथे चंद्र विराजे माथे चंद्र विराजे हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 सरे मरे म प म प ध प ध स हर 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 रे स ध प ध प म रे म प ध स हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 सरे म रे सरे म प म रे म प ध ध प म प ध प ध स हर 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 शिव शंकर सरे म रे म प प म प ध ध प ध स स ध प म प म प ध स हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 शिव शंकर हर हर शिव शंकर सरे म रे सरे म प प म प ध ध प म प ध स स ध स ध स रे म रे म प म रे म रे स ध स रे स ध प म प म प ध स हर 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 शिव शंकर हर 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 शिव शंकर Shankara.
शिवाकान्त शम्भो शशाङ्कार्धमोले महेशान शूलिं जटाजूटधारिन् त्वमेको जगद्व्यापको विश्वरूपः प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो शरणं विना शशिभूषणा शरणं विना शशिभूषणा गौरी प्रिया जगन्मोहना शरणं विना शशिभूषणा गौरी प्रिया जगन्मोहना शरणं विना शशिभूषणा ಕೆಂಜೆಡೆ ಮುಡಿಯ ಕಾಪಾಲಿಕನೇ ನಂಜುನುಂಗಿದ ನಂಜುಂಡೇಶನೇ ಕೆಂಜೆಡೆ ಮುಡಿಯ ಕಾಪಾಲಿಕನೇ ನಂಜುನುಂಗಿದ ನಂಜುಂಡೇಶನೇ ಅಂಜಿದ ಬಾಲನ ಅಪ್ಪಿ ಮುದಾಡಿದ ಅಂಜಿದ ಬಾಲನ ಅಪ್ಪಿ ಮುದಾಡಿದ ಮೃತ್ಯುಂಜಯ ನೀದಯಾಮಯ ಶರಣಂ ಬಿನಾ ಶಶಿಭೂಷಣ ಗೌರಿ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಜಗನ್ಮೋಹನ ಶರಣಂ ಬಿನಾ ಶಶಿಭೂಷಣ ಬಲ್ಲಿದ ಬಸವಂಗೆ ಕುಲದೈವ ನೀನಾದೆ ಆ
स्नानानन्तरं शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि ज्येष्ठाय नमः वस्त्रं समर्पयामि श्रेष्ठाय नमः उपवीतं समर्पयामि रुद्राय नमः आभरणान् समर्पयामि कालाय नमः दिव्यपरिमलगन्धान् धारयामि कलविकरणाय नमः अक्षतान् समर्पयामि बलविकरणाय नमः पुष्पं समर्पयामि अध अक्षतैः पुष्पैः पूजयामि
ॐ शिवाय नमः ॐ महेश्वराय नमः ॐ शम्भवे नमः ॐ पिनाकिने नमः ॐ शशिशेखराय नमः ॐ वामदेवाय नमः ॐ विरूपाक्षाय नमः ॐ कपर्दिने नमः ॐ नीललोहिताय नमः ॐ शङ्कराय नमः ॐ शूलपाणिने नमः ॐ खट्वाङ्गिने नमः ॐ विष्णुवल्लभाय नमः ॐ शिपिविष्टाय नमः ॐ अम्बिकानाथाय नमः ॐ श्रीकण्ठाय नमः ॐ भक्तवत्सलाय नमः ॐ भवाय नमः ॐ शर्वाय नमः ॐ त्रिलोकेशाय नमः ॐ शितिकण्ठाय नमः ॐ शिवाप्रियाय नमः ॐ उग्राय नमः ॐ कपालिने नमः ॐ कामारये नमः ॐ अन्धकासुरसूदनाय नमः ॐ गङ्गाधराय नमः ॐ ललाटाक्षाय नमः ॐ कालकालाय नमः ॐ कृपानिधये नमः ॐ भीमाय नमः ॐ परशुहस्ताय नमः ॐ मृगपाणये नमः ॐ जटाधराय नमः ॐ कैलासवासिने नमः ॐ कवचिने नमः ॐ कठोराय नमः ॐ त्रिपुरान्तकाय नमः ॐ वृषाङ्काय नमः ॐ वृषभारूढाय नमः ॐ भस्मोद्धूलितविग्रहाय नमः ॐ सामप्रियाय नमः ॐ स्वरमयाय नमः ॐ त्रयीमूर्तये नमः ॐ अनीश्वराय नमः ॐ सर्वज्ञाय नमः ॐ परमात्मने नमः ॐ सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनाय नमः ॐ हविषे नमः ॐ यज्ञमयाय नमः ॐ सोमाय नमः ॐ पञ्चवक्त्राय नमः ॐ सदाशिवाय नमः ॐ विश्वेश्वराय नमः ॐ वीरभद्राय नमः ॐ गणनाथाय नमः ॐ प्रजापतये नमः ॐ हिरण्यरेतसे नमः ॐ दुर्धर्षाय नमः ॐ गिरीशाय नमः ॐ गिरिशाय नमः ॐ अनघाय नमः ॐ भुजङ्गभूषणाय नमः ॐ भर्गाय नमः ॐ गिरिधन्वने नमः ॐ गिरिप्रियाय नमः ॐ कृत्तिवाससे नमः ॐ पुरारातये नमः ॐ भगवते नमः ॐ प्रमथादिपाय नमः ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय नमः ॐ सूक्ष्मतनवे नमः ॐ जगद्व्यापिने नमः ॐ जगद्गुरवे नमः ॐ व्योमकेशाय नमः ॐ महासेनजनकाय नमः ॐ चारुविक्रमाय नमः ॐ रुद्राय नमः ॐ भूतपतये नमः ॐ स्थाणवे नमः ॐ अहये बुद्धियाय नमः ॐ दिगम्बराय नमः ॐ अष्टमूर्तये नमः ॐ अनेकात्मने नमः ॐ सात्विकाय नमः ॐ शुद्धविग्रहाय नमः ॐ शाश्वताय नमः ॐ खण्डपरशवे नमः ॐ अजाय नमः ॐ पाशविमोचकाय नमः ॐ मृडाय नमः ॐ पशुपतये नमः ॐ देवाय नमः ॐ महादेवाय नमः ॐ अव्ययाय नमः ॐ हरये नमः ॐ पूषदन्तभिदे नमः ॐ अव्यग्राय नमः ॐ दक्षाध्वरहराय नमः ॐ हराय नमः ॐ भगनेत्रभिदे नमः ॐ अव्यक्ताय नमः ॐ सहस्राक्षाय नमः ॐ सहस्रपदे नमः ॐ अपवर्गप्रदाय नमः ॐ अनन्ताय नमः ॐ तारकाय नमः ॐ परमेश्वराय नमः
श्रीहिरण्यगर्भलिङ्गस्वामिने नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाक्षतपूजां समर्पयामि ॐ वनस्पत्युद्भवैर्दिव्यैर्नानागन्धैः सुसंयुतः आघ्रेयः सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् धूपमाघ्रापयामि साक्षात् प्रत्यक्षदीपं दर्शयामि धूपदीपानन्तरं शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि नैवेद्यम् ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् सत्यन्वर्तेन परिषिञ्चामि अमृतमस्तु अमृतोपस्तरणमसि श्रीहिरण्यगर्भलिङ्गस्वामिने नमः अमृतोपहारसहितमधुरफलान् निवेदयामि ॐ प्राणाय स्वाहा ॐ अपानाय स्वाहा ॐ यानाय स्वाहा ॐ उदानाय स्वाहा ॐ समानाय स्वाहा मध्ये मध्ये उदकपानीयं समर्पयामि अमृतापिधानमसि उत्तरापोषणं समर्पयामि हस्तौ प्रक्षालयामि पादौ प्रक्षालयामि मुखे शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि मनोन्मनाय नमः ताम्बूलं समर्पयामि ताम्बूलचर्वणानन्तरं शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि अथ नीराजनम् ॐ अघोरेभ्यो घोरेभ्यो घोरघोरतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वशर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्ररूपेभ्यः हिरण्यपात्रं मधोः पूर्णं दधाति मदव्योसानेति एकदा ब्रह्मण उपहरति एकदैव यजमान आयुस्तेजो दधाति सम्राजं च विराजं चाभिश्रेर्याचनो गृहे लक्ष्मीराष्ट्रस्य या मुखे तया मासगुं सृजामसि वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन यदास्ते साम्राज्यं भोज्यं स्वाराज्यं वैराज्यं पारमेष्टिगुं राज्यं महाराज्यमाधिपत्यं प्रचेतसे
मीढुष्टामायतव्यासे वोचे मशन्तामं हृदे
यथा नो अदितिः करत्पश्वेरुभ्यो यथा गवे
यथा तोकाय रुद्रियम्
यथा नो मित्रो वरुणो यथा रुद्रश्चिकेतति यथा विश्वे सजोषासः
गाथपातिं मेधपातिं रुद्रञ्जलाशभेषजम् तच्छय्योः सुम्नमीमहे यः शुक्र इव सूर्यो हिरण्यमिव रोचते श्रेष्ठो देवानां वसुः
ॐ राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यम् कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः ॐ तद्ब्रह्मा ॐ तद्वायुः ॐ तदात्मा ॐ तत्सत्यम् ॐ तत्सर्वम् ॐ तत्पुरोर्नमः अन्तश्चरति भूतेषु गुहायां विश्वमूर्तिषु त्वय्यज्ञस्त्वं वषट्कारस्त्वमिन्द्रस्त्वं विष्णस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वं प्रजापतिः त्वं तदाप आपो ज्योतिरसोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवः सुवरो जातं प्रपद्यामि सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः भवे भवेनातिभवे भवस्व माम् भवोद्भवाय नमः वामदेवाय नमो ज्येष्ठाय नमः श्रेष्ठाय नमो रुद्राय नमः कालाय नमः कलविकरणाय नमो बलविकरणाय नमो बलाय नमो बलप्रमथनाय नमः सर्वभूतशमनाय नमो मनोन्मनाय नमः घोरेभ्यो घोरेभ्यो घोरघोरतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वशर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्ररूपेभ्यः शानः सर्वविद्यानामीश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपतिर्ब्रह्मणोऽधिपतिर्ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो श्रीहिरण्यगर्भलिङ्गस्वामिने नमः वेदोक्तदिव्यसुवर्णमन्त्रपुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि आत्मप्रदक्षिण नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि पुनः पूजाञ्च करिष्ये छत्रमाच्छादयामि चामराभ्यां बीजयामि नृत्यं दर्शयामि गीतं श्रावयामि वाद्यं घोषयामि अश्वानारोहयामि गजानारोहयामि आन्दोलिकानारोहयामि समस्तराजोपचार देवोपचार भक्त्युपचार शक्त्युपचार मन्त्रोपचार सर्वोपचार पूजां समर्पयामि
भास्वरं भवाब्धितारकं परं नीलकण्ठवीप्सितार्थदायकं त्रिलोचनं कालकालमम्बुजाक्षमस्तशून्यमक्षरं काशिकापुराभिनाथकालभैरवं शूलटङ्कपाशदण्डपाणिनादिकारणं श्यामकायवादिदेवमक्षरं निरामयं भीमविक्रमं प्रभुं विचित्रताण्डवप्रियं काशिकापुराभिनाथकालभैरवं मुक्तिदायकं प्रशस्तचारुविग्रहं भक्तवत्सलं स्थिरं समस्तलोकविग्रहं विक्मणं मनोज्ञदेवकिङ्किणीलसत्कटिं काशिकापुराधिनाथकालभैरवं भजे धर्मसेतुपालकं स्वधर्ममार्गनाशकं धर्मपाशमोचकं सुशर्मदायकं स्वर्णवर्णकेशपाशशोभिताङ्गनिर्मलं काशिकापुराधिनाथकालभैरवं रत्नपादुका प्रभाविरामपादयुग्मकं नित्यमद्वितीयमिष्टदैवतं निरञ्जनं मृत्युदर्पनाशनं करालदं श्रभूषणं काशिकापुराधिनाथकालभैरवं पट्टहासभिन्नपद्मजाण्डघोषसन्ततिं दृष्टिपातनस्तपापजालमुद्रशासनम् अष्टसिद्धिदायकं कपालमालिकाधरं काशिकापुराधिनाथकालभैरवं भजे भूतसङ्गनायकं विशालकीर्तिदायकं काशीवासिलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुराधिनाथकालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधकं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं शोकमोहलोभदैन्यकोपतापनाशनं नेत्रयान्ति कालभैरवाङ्घ्रिसन्निधिं ध्रुवं नेत्रयान्ति कालभैरवाङ्घ्रिसन्निधिं ध्रुवं नेत्रयान्ति कालभैरवाङ्घ्रिसन्निधिं समागपमापमा कपले नीदशा समागपमापमा कपले नीदशा पापगमगरि समगपमगसरि गरि सनिधमगसा सनिधपमपमामकपगरि शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुवीशानवीरे शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने कपालं त्रिशूलं कराभ्रातधारं पदाम्भोदरं रायकामं ददारम् बलिवर्धमानं सुराणां प्रधानं शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने 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 शरच्चन्द्रकालं गणानन्दपाठं विनेत्रं पवित्रं धनेशस्य मित्रम् अपर्णाकरत्रं सदा सच्चरित्रं शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने परं सर्पहारं चिताभूविहारं भवं वेदसारं सदा निर्विकारम् श्मशाने वसन्तं मनोजं दहन्तं शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने स्तवं यः प्रभाते नरशूलपाणि पठे स्तोत्ररत्नं इहं प्राप्यरत्नम् सुपुत्रं सुधार्यं सुमित्रं कलत्रं विचित्रे समाराध्य मोक्षं प्रयाति शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानसीने देवी साई मां देवी सरस्वती मां देवी साई मां देवी सरस्वती देवी साई मां देवी सरस्वती देवी साई देवी सरस्वती दुर्गा भवानी मां काली कपालिनी दुर्गा भवानी काली कपालिनी
Invoking the blessings of the Almighty, our reverential pranams at the feet of Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Sai Ram, and a very good morning to everyone. Each week, we are graced with the opportunity to ask questions and have our doubts dispelled. It is indeed a blessing to receive compassionate guidance. Swami, we have a few questions this morning, not only from students and staff, but a lot of devotees as well. With your permission, can we begin? The first question. While clearing thoughts, we come across memories that are hard to get rid of. How to control those without them affecting the mind?
Like an old stain on the cloth or an old muck on the vessel that does not go easily. It takes time. You have to take time to get rid of them. You have to be at it continuously and say that I will face it, I will clean it, I will clear it, instead of postponing it to another day. Some may be hard and harsh memories, but unless you clear it off from your conscience, it will not help you. Someday or the other, it will come back again and again. So it has to be uprooted, which means every time you are going to meditation or you're sitting with yourself and those memories arise, deal with it. Go to what you call Ekatma Pratyaya Sara. You go to the root of those memories, why it has happened, and see what is positive out of that memory, what you have learned, how you have gained from that. And that way you will be able to neutralize them in the first step. And second step, eliminate them as it becomes irrelevant to you. So anything which stays in our conscience is because it has not finished its work with us. It has not finished teaching the lessons that we were supposed to learn. The moment you learn the lesson, it will leave you. So if you haven't learned your lesson from whatever experience of the past, it will continue to haunt you. It's better you deal with it. Find what is the lesson. Once you learn the lesson, it will get eliminated. So first step is deal with it, face it. Second step is neutralize it by learning what was good that came out of it. And the third step is it will get eliminated on its own.
Swami, you recently mentioned one must turn to God or nature to combat loneliness. But as youngsters, we all need a friend for emotional support. It is extremely difficult to navigate in life without a human connect. Can you please advise us?
Of course, we all need support. A child needs the support of the parents. A student needs the support of the teachers. A brother needs support of the brother or the sister. Like that, we are social animals. We are supposed to live in society. We are not meant to live in what you call solitude or away from the society. That is how we are designed to. But when you become dependent on people, too dependent. See, the parents also, as I said, a child is dependent on the parent, but to an extent. After the child grows up, he does not need the parents for the same dependencies. When the student has learnt his lessons, he does not need the teachers for the same dependencies. Likewise, yes, in the beginning you may need some friends or some companions or some way to depend on them, but that cannot become your lifelong dependency. You must have gained or learned what you needed to learn, and you must be able to enjoy your solitude, aloneness, even in the midst of the crowd. What does Janaka say? Even in the midst of the whole of the crowd, I feel I am in a forest. Arati Janasansadi said that they are people who, even in the middle of the crowd, they feel as if they are actually quite alone, in the sense they are not engaged with them. Likewise, when you become strong enough spiritually, all these dependencies will fall away. Like you need crutches only till you need to heal and walk on your own. But once you are healed, who carries the crutches? Likewise, these emotional dependencies are only to some extent. But when they become so important to you that even after you are strong and you are healed, you still want to carry on with your crutches, that is not right. So when you spiritually start becoming stronger, the dependency on the outside things will start reducing. You will make spiritual friends who will also be spiritually contributing to your progress. You won't make emotional friends who are just here for the sake of entertaining you or making you feel good or comforted or whatever, cared for. You don't need such friends. You will enjoy the company of the spiritual people as you grow. So know that yes, in the initial stage when you are not spiritually strong, you may need people around you, but then you have to only depend on them to the extent of your spiritual progress. And once you progress spiritually, all these dependencies will fall away. But if you are in the company of wrong people who do not allow you to progress spiritually, who make you dependent on them because that is how they find their identity, their existence, then you should carefully discriminate and abandon all such dependencies and friendships.
When we attempt to start afresh, our old mistakes haunt us. How can we move forward?
That's why I said just now, mistake is a mistake if you haven't learnt your lesson from it. If you have learnt your lessons, then it's not a mistake, it is a lesson, it is a teaching. Who has not made a mistake in this hall, you tell me? Including me, we all have made mistakes. But wise are the ones who learn from their mistake and do not repeat them. The fools are the ones who continue to repeat the mistakes because they haven't contemplated and learnt from the mistake. So mistakes are not a problem. Not learning from the mistake is a problem. So when you feel guilty about something that you have done, sit down, contemplate, as I said, continuously analyze, contemplate, think, Ekatmya Pratyasara. Find out why that mistake happened, what it has taught you, and how can you avoid it in the future. What are the symptoms when such a mistake is happening? What are the signs when such a mistake is about to happen? Analyze deeply, contemplate deeply, and then this mistake itself will become your strength. What I mentioned the other day. Turn your challenges into your opportunities, your mistakes into your lessons. Then where is the question of feeling bad about it?
When we think all are ours, we tend to love and get attached in some cases. How should we love without getting attached and emotionally involved?
Love is not attachment at all. If love is not giving you the freedom, it is not love at all. It is lust, or it is some kind of emotional dependency, some kind of attachment only. It is not love. See, love is free, like the air, like the space, like the water, like this earth. Doesn't belong to anyone particularly. The sunlight is for all. Like that, love is for all. The sunlight cannot decide, I will only shine on this house and not on the other house. That doesn't work. So love is very independent. Love is very free. So if you say love, then you should be this way. That love it should have freedom, where you are also free and the one whom you love is also free. And there is no fear of losing your relationships or people, because love is not, as I said, it's not depending on anything. It is dependent on itself. It is self-dependent or independent. So when you feel there is attachment growing, it is not love. Love is now getting, in a way, corrupted. In a way, it is getting polluted, contaminated. So then and there you stop the process of what is happening. Like clean rainwater comes from the sky, but it falls into pits and puddles and pools and becomes dirty. It is not fit for drinking. But if you catch it directly under the sky, you can even take it, cook with it or drink. However, once it falls and becomes dirty, then you have to purify it. Therefore, don't allow your love to get contaminated. Don't allow the love to become attached. When that is what I am saying. Emotional dependency is the understanding that whether it is love or it is attachment. You are not emotionally dependent on the people. You may be dependent, like a student is dependent on the teacher, but not emotionally dependent. Dependent for his progress. Like the teacher also is dependent on the student because his existence comes from teaching. His identity is a teacher. So unless he teaches, he is not a teacher. So that way he is dependent on the student. Now emotionally dependent means this is my favorite student. I would give extra attention to this student. I would give extra care and love to this student. Now that is attachment. Teaching impartially is not an attachment. It is out of love teacher teaches. That dependency is okay. When it becomes emotional, when it becomes one-to-one, that is when the problems begin. But that has to be avoided. So even in a friendship or even in a wife or a husband, why you have come together, as Khalil Gibran says, you are the two pillars of the temple. You must stand together but not too close. You must stand together but stand apart. Like the pillars of the temple stand together yet stand apart. They support each other but they are not too attached to each other. Otherwise that roof will fall. So that distance, that safe spiritual distance is to be maintained in all relationships.
How can we always have an optimistic attitude to life even if things don't go our way?
I always say, nothing happens without the divine will. Suppose you have interfered with the divine will and made a mess of things. That is why the things are not going your way. Learn the lesson that I think somewhere my ego, my attachment, my personality interfered with the great divine will. That's why things have gone awry. Now let me correct that. Let me improve from here. And let me accept and surrender to the divine that yes, if there is a mistake from my side, because of which things have gone wrong, please bless me that I correct it. And the next time I'm able to follow the divine will, express the divinity through me without contaminating it with my personal individual ego. That is the lesson we must learn from every setback. This is a poise, this is a necessary kind of pause in our journey. We must understand the importance of such setbacks because it teaches us lessons. Whenever we learn and we grow, we actually feel good about it. We thank God that He has sent such experiences our way. He sent some of those failures our way because then we become purer, we become better persons. Instead of sitting and brooding over it and going on cursing people, rather you sit down and meditate on it and find out what is the reason for it. Why is it that if it was the divine will, why it happened this way? Because divine would not want harm to anybody. Now, I'm sure something else has gone wrong. Most of the time we try to find fault with others. that something goes wrong, this because of that person, because of that person. But I always tell that does not help us much. Yes, it may help you to understand the kind of people around you, but then more importantly, you look within and say, where did you go wrong? You might have gone wrong in judging the people by understanding who is what, but next time this lesson helps you. And then you are able to carefully work with people or work in circumstances that helps you to achieve the divine will and not interfere with it. So everything is a lesson in life. One who looks at it in a positive way will learn from it, will grow and become a better human being.
During this Shibira, after each discourse, we feel excited to follow certain things and even practice with great effort and enthusiasm. But after some time, keeping up with the same spirit and enthusiasm starts diminishing. How can we maintain consistency in what we are doing or committed to do?
It's like feeling hungry. You feel hungry at certain times. Once you eat, you don't feel hungry anymore. Again, when you feel hungry, you go back and eat. And then satisfy yourself. So our mind is like that. It craves for things. When it gets it, it is satisfied. Then it stops wanting it. Unless again it becomes hungry, it doesn't ask for it. Likewise, the spirituality also is like the mind has to be trained. See, if you fill your stomach with other junk food, then you will have no place for good food, freshly cooked food, because you have been binging on all kinds of snacks and savories. So when lunchtime comes, you won't feel hungry. Hunger for God is very important. To maintain yourself hungry for God, hungry for spirituality is very important. When your joys and your entertainment and all other excitements are satisfied with other worldly things, then that hunger will go away. It's like binging on snacks and other eatables and then not feeling hungry when the lunch is served. So you have to keep yourself hungry, starve for God, I always say. Like, you must keep your appetite for God. That is happening only when you are not entertaining yourself with other things. Suppose you go out of the hall and then you get busy with other things. You have studies to do and you have other sports to play, you have people to talk to, you have other things to do. So your mind is now slowly getting entangled in all of that, and it is getting satisfied because mind needs continuous stimulation. Mind likes excitement, mind likes next new thing, mind likes going from one thing to other, hopping from one branch to other like a monkey. You keep giving it other reasons to get excited about, then it won't be excited about spirituality. But if you keep it hungry, if you keep it waiting, if you keep it starving for God, and you keep your appetite for excitement that comes only from spiritual things, then naturally your mind will again get hungry for the spiritual excitement and would look forward to the next spiritual thing. But if you entertain with other things of the world, if worldly achievements start mattering to you, if worldly friendships and entertainment start becoming important for you, then it's like killing your own appetite using wrong food. So you have to, so do your work in the world, whatever studies, but don't give so much of importance that becomes the reason for your happiness and excitement. Part of your duty you do, but in your mind, keep waiting for the next session, keep waiting for the next thing that will excite you spiritually. So that part of the mind you should not cater to with other worldly things, worldly desires, ideas, and other excitements. Otherwise, it will never have the hunger to go back and get that excitement about God. In Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, there was a man who came to meet Ramakrishna. He was a skeptic, so he had a lot of issues with him. But then he met Ramakrishna. He was so touched by his love and wisdom that despite having argued so much, he went back. And Ramakrishna told him, come. When he was going, the disciple said, will he come again? He said, he'll definitely come again tomorrow. And he gave the example that once a peacock came to my ashram and I fed opium. That is, I drugged him, intoxicated him by putting opium in the milk. That time West Bengal was full of opium trade. So people used to use that. So he said, I put opium in the milk. Now it has got intoxicated and addicted to this opium. So the peacock keeps coming every day at the same time again. Likewise, I have given him the opium of this joy, divine joy. Now nothing will satisfy him. He will come back again to experience this tomorrow also. That's what happened. As he told, that man arrived again. So intoxicate yourself with godly joy only. Don't dilute it with worldly joys. Otherwise, this excitement will go away. And all the effort that I put to bring that mukshutva up in you, that will again go down. So you have to maintain it by not killing the appetite for God, by not feeding yourself, your soul with other entertainment and excitements. Go about doing whatever it needs to be done because it's a part of that, but don't make them the reason for your joys and excitements. That's all. Look forward to the next day.
You have guided us to stay away from negativity while treading the spiritual path. However, at times we are required to interact with some people for professional reasons, which often brings up negative emotions. How should we tackle these situations?
See, all negativity springs from within only. Outside people are only reflection of the negativity that you carry within. The one who has no negativity within, he can survive in any situation. Yes, there will be negative responses from people, but because of the positivity that this person carries, it will neutralize that negativity which is around, and he will still find a way to work with very negative people also. So you have to improve your spiritual positivity. You don't try to improve the people around you or situations around you. Don't try to start correcting people around you. Rather, you go back and develop enough spiritual strength, positive strength to deal with the situations which are negative. Darkness is there when there is no light. When you carry the lamp of love in your heart, lamp of spirituality, whatever darkness comes in your vicinity also will turn into light. So there is no reason to worry. Only weak-minded people talk about negativity. If they are strong-minded, strong-willed and spiritually strong, they will not see negativity anywhere. They will find positivity. The whole world is a reflection, reaction and resound only. The negativity you see in the people around, the jealousy, the anger, the hatred, the frustrations are reflections of your inside only. If you are very positive, you will see them and you will in fact pity them or have compassionate approach to them. They see that person is suffering with just jealousy, suffering with negativity, suffering with frustration. Your heart will melt. How can I help? Instead of abandoning and running away, you will start finding ways to support and help. And you will find out that the person is really upset, angry, not aware of his own or her own problems. Probably you can become a friend and release all that negativity from inside that person also. But if you yourself are not spiritually strong, nothing you can do. Every small thing will affect you. So rather than running away, because if you have not learnt your lesson, as I said, the situations won't leave you. Life is a big classroom. You have to keep learning. So when you come across negative people, so to say, you want to run away to find a positive heaven somewhere. Because you have not learnt your lessons of becoming spiritually strong and dealing with negative things, wherever you go, the negativity will follow you in some other form and some other situation. It won't be the end of the trouble. By running away from the trouble is not the end of the trouble. If you learn your lesson only, that is the end of the trouble.
Sometimes it is very difficult to say no to others, and because of this, one ends up being burdened with many responsibilities. How can one manage such situations?
This ability of not being able to say no also emerges from a place of ego only. Not being able to say no is also ego only. Why? You want to be nice, you want to look nice, you want to be popular, you want to be accepted, you want to be loved by everybody. Why? Because you never say no. That's not the way. Be inspired in every thought or an action. Let the inspiration from within guide you, whether you should say yes or no to a person. And if such a situation comes where you have to say no, that will also inspire you to tell how to say no. Not being rude, not being harsh, not being disappointing, yet saying it the way the other person can understand. That is why I say get inspired from within. Let your intuition say. Then whether it is no or yes, both are right. Ego only makes us think like that. I'm not able to say no. I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to be nice to everybody. That is another kind of ego, which does not allow you to grow spiritually. So if you are inspired from within, you will know when to say no and how to say. Also, you will know.
When two people fight, if the one who is right says sorry first, the other person may not correct their mistake. What should we do in such situations? Should we leave it and say, God will take care at the right time?
Again, I'm saying you are not here to correct others. You are here to correct yourself. If you say sorry, you have conquered your ego. You have conquered your negativities. You have conquered your individuality. That is a good thing for you. And the other person sooner or later will realize that despite my mistake, the other person has told sorry. And they will realize and they will feel that prick of the conscience. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times because they are very protective about their egos. They wouldn't say sorry. But it pricks them inside. Sooner or later, they'll realize that despite me making a mistake, the other person always says sorry. And one day they will melt and they will say, I think it's always my mistake, but you have been very kind to say sorry just to avoid a conflict. And they will learn their lesson. Your ego only demands that why is the other person not saying sorry? Your ego only gives you the idea that you must correct them and make them say sorry. No, I'm not talking about teachers, students. Okay, there they have a job to build the character of the child. They have the job to teach the child how to say sorry, when to say sorry, when to accept their mistake. That job is different, but it is in the individual relationships I'm talking about, where ego comes, and that's why we don't want to say sorry. That's why whoever says sorry, he or she has improved first. Why? Because she has conquered her negativities and ego. And that is good for her spiritual path. See, ultimately, don't forget your purpose is to grow spiritually. Anything else is not the purpose. Growing professionally, going in the career, going in the corporate ladder, growing in your popularity, growing in your number of friends. None of this is the purpose. Purpose is for you to individually grow spiritually. If that is not helping you with growing spiritually, it should be abandoned. Saying you're sorry if helping you grow spiritually, then better say sorry. Whether it grows other person or not, that is secondary. First you think, how have I have grown? And I said, no negative thought exists. Where there is light, there cannot be darkness. If you're spiritually full of spiritual light, no negativity will be seen around you. In fact, if you see negativity, you will see it with compassion only. How ignorant they are. They don't know what they're doing. That's how. That will be the attitude. Not the anger that such stupid people around me, what's the use? That kind of negative emotions won't come.
While contemplating on being happy, we observe that our happiness is dependent on many external factors. How can we internalize our happiness without depending on external things?
Again, I said, what you are doing is what you are born to do, you will be always happy. A child is always happy in the cradle. It sings to itself, laughs to itself, looks at the roof, looks at the sky, looks at everything and just enjoys. Actually enjoys. Only when it's hungry because the stomach is paining or is uncomfortable because it has dirtied itself, that's when it cries for help. Because it can't help itself. Otherwise, when left to itself, it is happy only. It is not dependent on any external things. A heart of the Jnani is like that. Because they are doing their purpose all the time. They don't need anything else to complete them. They don't need anything else to make them happy. These dependencies are fake. These dependencies are falsities. They are illusions. They think they are dependent, but actually even if you remove all these things from them, if there is a spring of joy within you because you're just doing what God has sent you to do, you don't need anybody to make you happy. Only when you're doing something else or your ego is interfering with the divine will, that is when you need others to pat you and make you happy. Otherwise you don't need anybody's approval, no validation is needed, no external support or systems are needed to make you happy. Once your joy is from inside, you are the source of that joy. Why you need anybody else to make you happy? So do what you are born to do it joyfully, as a servant of God, as an instrument of God, as somebody who is expressing God. You don't need anybody to make you happy.
Many times you appear in our dreams and guide us or bless us. Do you plan and will for this?
No, I don't plan anything. It's all done divinely. There is a divine mechanism in place. When it decides that it wants to guide somebody, and it knows that they will listen only if they see me in their dream because they believe in me. The divine pulls the strings and does what it does. Very rarely it has my will that I want to go and appear in somebody's dream. Very rarely. Mostly it is their faith and then the divine that is pulling the strings. Yesterday we heard Akka Mahadevi saying, we are puppets in the hands of the divine. As it makes us dance, we dance. And for the divine, what is dream world, what is real world, what is another world, everything is one and the same for the divine, right? So it is always divinely done. Even somebody approached Ramana Maharshi and said, you came in my dream and told me to come here to the ashram today. He said, good, it is not me, it is he said. But nevertheless, he wanted you to come here to meet me, so you are here, fine. So never accept the doership of anything. I don't accept, including dreams or any miracles or any other things. I say it's divine who is doing as the divine wills.
Culturally, we teach our children to look after their elders, yet you mentioned that we must not set expectations from children. As parents, should we not teach children that they should take care of us?
If you take care of them without expectations, take it from me, they will also take care of you without expectations. If you put expectations and raise them with that, that is when they don't meet your expectations. You give what you want to give to your children out of your love, out of your duty of parents, without calculating and counting what you will get out of it. If you raise the children with such selfless, unexpected such selfless, unconditional love, they will learn that unconditional love from you, and when they grow, they will naturally take care of you. You don't have to tell them. Rarely one or two might turn out to be bad because of their past Purva Janma, but that anyway they will not learn. Even if you tell them to help you, they will not help you, because their Purva Janma is like that. Samskaras are like that. So you raise your children without expectations, they will learn it themselves. You don't have to worry.
When family members pass on, it is said that they may take birth again in the same family. Is it true? What if their karma is over?
It is true that we are born again and again in similar situations, circumstances, families, because we are not done learning our lessons. That's why I say learn your lessons and be done with it. Then you don't have to be born again with the same people. When husband and wife were fighting, I told you better learn to deal with your wife now, because if you don't deal with it now, next janma, again she'll be your wife. So you better learn now. He said, yes, I will learn my lessons, teach me. I don't want to take and carry this conflict to the next lifetime. This itself is enough for me. So I told that is what it is. In every relationship, if you learn how to live with each other and learn to forgive and still accept each other, you don't have to deal with each other in the next life again. So this is a good thing, isn't it? Still, if God ordains because of some other reasons, that's God's will. If He wants to bring the same person back in your life for a greater reason, that is God's will. But it should not be bound by karma, because you didn't finish your karmas, you didn't learn your lessons, so you repeat the class. That's not the way it should be. For another reason, if God brings you back in the family or in that community or in that country or whatever, because He wants you to do something, that is Karana Janma, not Karma Janma. Karana Janma is okay, that is under divine will. Karma Janma should not be there. Karma Janma comes only when we have not learnt our lessons in this life with the people whom we are living with.
Recently, you spoke about the concept of bali or sacrificial offerings to deities. Sometimes a deity enters the body of a person, which we see in many villages, and is upset if sacrifices are not made. Why do deities expect such offerings?
In some places, there are different levels of deities. You see, there is a supreme Brahman who is vikara, without any vikaras, nirvikara. Then there are other deities who, as I said, are portfolio managers of various types of functions in the world. Like we call sun as a deity, we call wind as a deity, we call water as a deity, like earth is there. Similarly, the one more level down of the deities is the deities who are deities in charge of a certain place. Like prime minister is there, then ministers are there. Under the minister, there are other portfolios are there. Somebody manages, like tehsils are there, tehsildars are there, district commissioners are there, gram panchayat heads are there. Like that, this is a whole system, how this universe functions. So each level there is a deity. The topmost is of course Supreme Brahman, then the Ishvara, then a Purusha, like that it becomes. And then you have various Varuna, Vayu, Indra, Prajapati, all these people. Below that there are sub-deities or demigods, like your commissioner, tehsildars, block development officer, village development officer, like that. So all of them are deities only because they have been deployed by the divine to undertake certain functions in the universe. Now when you deal with them, different deities have different likes and dislikes. For example, if somebody at the local BDO office is asking you for something, you can't go and blame the Prime Minister why he's asking like that. Of course, he's working under the Prime Minister, but he has his own mind and you cannot deal with him differently. Each deity has some likes. That's why we say, Tan Bhogan Vo Deva Dasyante Yajna Bhavita. We must offer something to please that deity, to support us, to bless us. That is the way of the deities. So when you offer Shiva Bilva Patra, he becomes happy because Bilva is his favorite leaf. Or you do puja with Bhasma, he becomes happy. No, Vishnu has his own liking. He likes Tulsi Dara, or he likes Parijata flowers. So we worship him with that. Ganapati likes Modakas or likes Durva grass. We worship him with that. Like that Devi loves Kunkumarchana. We worship her with Kunkumarchana. Each deity has his own liking for certain things because they are all made in that way. So our rishis figured it out and they were doing. Now these ones which you are saying, the Grama Devatas and the Adhidevatas who are ruling a certain area, they might be used to a certain ritual for many, many centuries. That family or that community might be performing that ritual as a mark of gratitude. In the beginning, when we were hunter-gatherers, we were not growers of grains and food. What was there that we could offer to the deities? Whatever we hunted and whatever we gathered, that is what we'll give it to the deity, because these deities are ageless, they've been there forever. Now, if there is a force or energy that is protecting that area as the deity of that area, like I mentioned, a local Tehsildar is there who's in charge of this area. And let us see, this deity for centuries has been worshipped by the people who live there, the tribals, the forest dwellers. And what was the ritual that they were doing? They were offering whatever animal they caught in the forest, hunted and killed, and they offered it to the deity. That is how they were worshipping. Now that deity has got used to that kind of worship over several millennia of people worshipping it like that. Today things have changed. Today we also grow grains, we also grow flowers, fruits, we have our own orchards and farms from which we can offer. But the deity which was originally used to eating whatever was offered, whatever the hunters were eating, it is used to that worship even today. So it expects the same worship even going on today, because you are trying to please that particular deity which has been worshipped that way for such a long time. So it is used to that offering. That is why it asks for that offering. If Ganapati is there, Ganapati asks for his offering, that is Modaka, because that is how he has been worshipped. Likewise, some deities are used to that kind of worship for so many centuries, and so they are interested in that offering. When that offering is not made, they feel that they are not being given respect. They are not being honored. They are not being paid their gratitude or their debt of gratitude or dues to them. So they get upset. And that is why those who are under the influence or follow these deities, they have to worship them in a particular way. You can't keep changing the ways of theirs. So that is where it is. However, when you have very sincere Shraddha in your heart, you are actually humble, you are actually obliged, you are living a spiritual life, you can appease these deities with your love and devotion only. Most of the time, people who are worshipping deities are desirous people, are greedy people. They want things from this deity, that's why they go and worship. And when they do not offer their gratitude, they are not humble, the deity teaches a lesson or two. However, if you are humble and nice and kind and very generous, very loving, very devoted, no deity is going to come and trouble you. They only are looking at the spirit behind your service. They're looking at the spirit in the spiritual, not the ritual part of it. When we have that, no deity is going to come and ask you like that. But our human mind is like that, very greedy, very selfish. It gets what it wants. If it doesn't get, if it goes to ask from these deities, and once it gets and does not offer gratitude, the deity is upset. Which is right. Why should it not be upset? You're taking advantage of the deity. Therefore, you have to offer back something. And those deities are used to a certain type of worship, so they work like that. But if you have pure devotion, suppose you are, let us say you are very poor. What can you offer to the divine? You can't offer anything to divine. What can you offer? Whatever is at your home, you'll offer. Can you offer an animal in sacrifice? You don't have the capacity to offer. So will the deity become angry with you and punish you? No. You can always go with surrender and devotion and say, I am only capable of so much, I am offering this. Or that my heart says that this is my offering to you. I don't eat animals anymore. So I'm eating only grains and vegetables. That is what I eat. So therefore I am offering that. The deity will be happy. Nobody said the deity is not going to be happy. See, it all depends on your bhava. Bhava shuddhi irbeku. All other things are later. But yes, those who don't have that bhava shuddhi, they have to follow the rituals. So that at least that way they're behaving themselves and being disciplined and offering their gratitude and not becoming egoistic and arrogant about all that they have. So that is the reason why different temples have different worships and rituals. One more.
Swami, while we do not fear the moment of death itself, we find ourselves unsettled by what lies beyond, what becomes of the soul once it leaves the body. How can one prepare for or understand the soul's journey after death, and what guidance can help us trust in that unseen passage?
Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhyavadharanam. Shraddha should be there. Guru told you don't die with the body dying, you continue. I know, you do not experience that right now, but believe in that word of the Guru. Shastras have told that your spirit is immortal, your body alone dies. Believe in that Shastra, that is the first step. Do we truly believe? We don't truly believe, that is the whole problem. We believe we are the body and this body is so precious and this is all that we are. If this goes, what will be our existence? That fear, we believe in this more than the Guru Vakya and Shastra Vakya. That is why we are suffering. Even if you have no experience like Buddha who saw his past lives or something like that, even then just a complete belief in that word of the Shastra and the Guru itself will alleviate a lot of your fears about your identity with the body. So you will start making progress. Once you start walking on this path, all these experiences will come where you will realize that you are beyond the body. But the first step is belief in the truth of Shastras and Guru. Next step is, as you start believing and walking on it, on this path, experiences will come where you will clearly see that you are different from the body. You are more than the body. Maybe you will have experience of the past lives like Buddha had. That was his way to realize it. Maybe you don't need those experiences. You will simply understand it without such experiences. Whatever be the divine path, it will guide you. But first is belief. If you're not convinced that you are not the body, nothing can start on this journey. Start with the conviction, belief in the truth of the scriptures and the Guru who says you are not the body, you are beyond the body, and start working according to that truth. And then you will see some other or the other experiences will start coming to you. And that will reveal that this is the truth, and it will further cement your conviction in this idea. Okay. Today we have celebrated the 10th ritual out of 16. That is what our priest told me. We have taken the pledge to worship for 16 consecutive Mondays of Shiva Puja. And we are also coming up with this Shiva temple. So it is kind of preparing the energy of the place to receive the Prana Shakti of Shiva Shakti, which is going to happen on Dashara day. So all are welcome for the Dashara function. And on the Dashara day, on the October 2nd, there is this ritual when the temple will be sanctified and the deity will be installed. So all cannot come at one go because it is a small temple, it's not as big. But during the day, people can go and worship. And there will also be a Ratha Yatra, there is a chariot festival. So the chariot goes around the ashram with a devata in it, which is called the Utsava Murti. And the Mula Murti, which is the Lingam, will be stationed in the temple. And the Utsava Murti, which is the Utsava Vigrahas, the statues which are meant for observing festivals, they will be on the chariot and that will go around the ashram. So we are preparing for that kind of ritual and that temple inauguration. So all this is going towards that, and all the prayers that we make definitely reaches the Lord Shiva and Parvati, because I see them all the time. Whenever you are doing rituals, I see them like seated. In my vision, I see them on the balcony seated there and accepting all the rituals. So I just wanted to convey that all this is not just some fairy tale. This is not fantasy. This is true. But you need a certain spiritually elevated state of mind to understand that. Like there are so many frequencies, but we hear only a few frequencies because our eardrums are tuned to only those. Similarly, we only see certain colors, certain wavelengths, though there are so many more colors. Because our eyes are tuned only to that. Dogs see only lesser than what we see. Animals see lesser colors than what we see. But dogs hear more frequencies than we do. So everybody has been made differently. Like that, a spiritually elevated being develops some extra sensory perceptions, which is when they are able to experience things beyond what five senses can see. That is how the rishis have seen the gods. That is how they have prescribed rituals. That is how they told this god likes this ritual. If you do this, that God will be happy with us. And that is how they have built all these rituals. So rituals are not just somebody's imagination. They are built or they are made in a certain way because of the experience of these rishis. Now again, somebody may say, I don't experience this, so I don't believe it. Like that, we don't experience so many things, but we believe them in our life also. Everything we have not physically experienced, but we believe in a lot of things. Likewise, once you start believing in it, the experience reveals itself. So the first step is only Shraddha, complete faith and belief. You will say, oh, it's a blind belief. If I don't experience and simply listen to others, it is superstition. But then, as I said, you are not the first person. There are thousands who have gone before you and gone with the same doubt and questions. Yet our Shastras have continuously told and guided them, and they have eventually experienced it. So many people, so many rishis writing the same thing in so many different time and so many different geographies which are not connected to each other, yet they're writing the same thing. It means there has to be truth in all this. That's why Shastra and Guru Vakya is to be believed. That is the first step in a spiritual journey. Faith in Guru, and faith means you do not have a proof. Faith is that which does not have a proof. You believe it. Facts are those which have proofs. So faith by definition is something that cannot be proven, that has to be experienced, and each individual has to experience it for oneself. So the journey is about faith. You take the journey with faith and you'll have experiences and you'll go over these limitations of body, mind and the senses. That's when you start experiencing the greater life that you have, the greater identity that you have. And that is how you slowly become free from these dependencies that we are talking about. Because you feel sufficient unto yourself. You feel complete unto yourself. You feel happy all the time. You don't need anybody else to make you happy or add to your happiness. Nor anybody can make you sad. Because you are complete unto yourself. So that is the idea of spirituality, which is very redeeming, very freeing, very liberating. Why should somebody not be interested in such a thing? I always wonder. When such great gains are to be achieved at the end of it, why should somebody not be interested? If somebody is still not interested in it, then it's only unfortunate. He needs some more time, I think. Must go through the cycles of births and deaths more and then finally develop that dispassion for things. And that is when they will come to the spiritual path. Everybody in their own time will come. But if you have come already here, it means you have already walked many miles on this path. That's why you are here. Now don't waste time. Don't go back. Don't reduce the momentum. Don't be casual. That at least is your responsibility, and you should stay in the company of the right people, and with that you will develop more conviction in these truths, and you'll walk this path with more faith and courage. Okay.
सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय सर्वलोकहितरताय सर्वमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सदय हृदयराजिताय सुमनसदनशङ्कराय सदय हृदयराजिताय सुमनसदनशङ्कराय शरणमुक्तिकारणाय मोक्षमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेमविग्रहाय सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेमविग्रहाय नित्यशुद्धनिर्मलाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपदान्तवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदेवं मर्यन्तयुनीवे स्वामी मर्यन्तयुनीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशयन ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओ साई महादेव सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरुदेवा। शांति शांति शांतिः। समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। शांति शांति शांतिः। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय।